Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. And today we have the bane of my existence, the Puppies series. This is Super Puppies. However, I just checked my list, and I think this is the last of the Super Buddies, of the Buddies movies that are on Disney Plus that I haven't seen yet. So I've officially now seen all of them. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I gotta understand. These, I know these are not made for me. They're not. I'm not the target audience. I love puppies. Puppies are wonderful. They're cuddly and they are great fun. And I would love one myself, but I do not have one or many. I just I have this instead. This is from 2013. It's an hour and 24 minutes, and yeah, it's made for children. It's got lots of goofy fart humor and silliness and dogs speaking like rappers and princesses and just like obese gluttons. They just, there's, each of them has a distinct personality. If you don't already know, this is also a far-flung spin-off of the Air Bud series. So yeah, you know, that dog can play basketball, but what if they were puppies? We have 5 of them, and they go on adventures. Treasure buddies, spooky buddies, snow buddies, Santa buddies, 1 and 2, I think. Yeah, there's just so much stuff. They all come from the same town. They live in the same town, and somehow they get mixed up in all of this craziness. I don't. Also, this could be. I don't know if it's the last one in the series or not. Because how do you come back from this? I know I'm going to spoil some things for you in this. Because odds are, if you really wanted to watch this, you would have watched it by now. Yeah. But most of you have no plans to ever watch this as adults, especially if you don't have children. Yeah, you'll watch Spider-Man 50,000 times, but you're not going to watch Super Buddies, even though this works. It makes use of all the usual tropes that we're used to in comic book films and just comic books in general. In fact, the entire premise is built out of a child. His name, by the way, is Bartleby. Okay. And also, the parents do not show up at all in this film. They just go visit Grandpa, played by John Ratzenberger. Just taking some time away from the Pixar films, doing a voice for here and like for 2 seconds in every film. He's Grandpa, in this case, also a super grandpa. He likes hanging out with the kids and doing goofy stuff. His grandson, Bartleby, is having a birthday, and they have a superhero theme to it, and so all of his friends already come dressed up as superheroes. Same with their puppies. They're all just friends who live in the same town, who also have puppies that are also brothers and sister, and yeah, they just do stuff together. They meet Santa, they hunt for treasure, they do a Scooby-Doo kind of thing, and they also get superpowers. And Bartleby's reading a comic book about this guy, about this alien who's on the run from an evil other alien, and then he crash lands on Earth and takes the form of a dog and befriends a human boy, and they become superheroes together, even though the things that give the dog superpowers are lost. They don't know where they are, but it still inspires the 2 of them to become superheroes without powers. So yeah, like a small kid and his dog just decide to go out and fight crime and rescue people from burning buildings and such, as children do. Yeah, okay, yes, it's not based in reality, and no child should ever think they should go out there, you know, climbing trees, rescuing cats, or fighting a burning blaze to save a young child with their dog at their side. The dog, in reality, would run away because they are not dumb enough to stay in the fire. Some dogs, anyway. And in this process of this story, of course, of course, our heroes, the puppies, will come across the elements, their rings of Inspiron or whatever. I'm not sure. It's a Dell computer, I think. They're 5 rings, conveniently, all different colors, and the girl gets the pink one. It makes her yell "girl power" even louder. I'm not kidding. Just more. She just gets to say "girl power" a lot in this one. All for feminism and girl power, but man, it after a while it feels like she's punching us in the face with it. Just, yeah. So it's cute, but not really. So yeah, one gets stretchy powers, one gets super strength, one can turn invisible, one has mental powers to telekinetically move things around, and one is super fast. The traditional superhero powers, they just have puppies doing it. And of course, because of their owners having read the comics to the kids, and the kid gets the #1 issue for his birthday from his grandpa, and he's very surprised by it, but it seems like he already knows the story, but it's really just him reading it just for us. I'm curious, though, as to who did the art in the comic, just because it feels familiar, but it's not. It's like some classic styled cartoon art. Comic book art. I kind of feel like I should know who the artist is, but it could have just been an artistic designer for the film. I have no idea. They might not have just grabbed somebody from Marvel or DC or some independent to do it. I don't know, but it would be nice to know. Yeah. In this, because of their inspiration of the comic books, of a young boy and a dog going on adventures and fighting evil, the puppies on their own, even without the kids, decide, hey, you know what? We're going to go rescue a cat from a tree, even though we don't like cats. We got to do things even when we don't like the people we're rescuing. We got to save them. We got to make sure they're safe. Yeah. It's and by the way, the kids, the puppies are all voiced by kids, but we get some pretty great guest stars as dogs as well. Tim Conway as the sheriff's dog. He's made multiple appearances in previous films. Who else we got? Colin Hanks, Tom Hanks' son, makes an appearance as the alien who came to Earth and turned into a dog, and as Commander Canine. And hold on a second. Okay, I just thought there was something I just could not deal with, and I had to do it off camera. No edits. So, we get Commander Canine, and the thing is, it's all real. It's all, yes, they get the superpowers, they get the rings, they put them around their necks, and all the comic book stuff turns out to be real. There's a real Captain Canine dog that talks, that met a boy in a field and walked home with him. And of course, in the great Disney tradition, this young boy guilts his mom into letting him keep the dog because dad died. There's always a dead parent involved, and that's how you get to keep a pet that you found in the woods. That's also an alien and also talks. So, yeah. And they grow up and they continue to search for the rings, even though they should have known where they were the whole time, because that's where he changed into a dog when he met another dog. It's a whole thing. It doesn't have to make sense. There's no timeline canon legends thing going on here. We don't need to understand it. What matters is that this is, despite my anything I would like to say, it's a fun, cute movie. If you like superhero stuff, it is not for adults. It is for children. One of the greatest elements of this is its voice cast. Oh, Amy Sedaris shows up. Deborah Jo Rupp from that 70s show. Amy Sedaris from like everything. Strangers with Candy, even The Mandalorian. She's all over this. She's a chicken. Deborah Jo Rupp is a cow. So there's a lot of actors in this who are just doing voice work. You know what? Show up, get a paycheck. There's no shame in this. Have some fun. It's for kids. That's great. So, yeah, I bust on this mainly, these films, mainly because I have a problem. It's my problem with digitally animated mouths. It's same thing with Beverly Hills Chihuahua and God knows what else. You can't do the Homeward Bound thing where they just have the voices of Michael J. Fox or Sam Elliott and, and just have a great time just doing that without moving the mouths. I'll watch that all day. But when they start digitally moving the mouths and catchphrasing, I just, hey dog, yeah, I know you're pronouncing it with a D-A-W-G, but stop, please, stop. It's just silly. Kids will love it. Yes, there's fart and poop and all sorts of just silly just stuff going on. And that's, one of the little trivia things I found in this, by the way, before I forget about it. The farm where all this takes place for the most part is also the farm they used in Smallville, which means this was probably shot in Vancouver. So in Canada. So yeah, it's kind of, that's my little weird trivia thing. But yeah, the Smallville farm. Superman grew up in that same farm, ironically, where the Super Buddies exist. So came into existence. What they do is we get a number of just. They try to keep back on the digital effects for a number of times, for a little bit, mainly because the alien that shows up is mostly all digital. I think there's a practical application to it, the costume, but the head and everything else, it actually doesn't look bad. I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. But they're like, okay, we blew the budget there. Okay, well, on all the alien effects stuff. Let's have him have the ability to take over people's bodies. And so he takes over, the evil alien takes over the body of the bumbling sheriff, Sheriff Dan, Sheriff Dan, played by Michael Teagan. This guy is actually fantastic. I think he's in each of these films for the most part. He really gets to just chew the scenery in this and just get wacky. If anything's going to make the kids or adults laugh, who are forced to watch this. If anything's going to make anybody laugh, it's going to be this guy, because he does some great physical comedy, and he's just a complete doofus. The character is a complete doofus. He's overly confident in ways he shouldn't be, and just his power gives him somewhat of an ego. He is the butt of so many jokes, and he gets abused so much. But the way he leans into this just wackiness, the actor, way to go. I just, you know what? There's a lot of digital dogs and cows and chickens talking to each other. The human, for me, does it. Just is fantastic. So, thank you, Michael Teagan. You were great. If you hate everything else about these movies, I'm going to say, you know what? The voice acting from stars, Speaking of which, the alien, where is the? I know he's from Christopher Guest films. You see him in a ton of other stuff. Why can't I say his name? Oh, there he is. John Michael Higgins plays the main alien. And technically, not that I'm not going to, don't read into this too much, but this movie features its first death, actual death. and normally everything works out in the end, and everybody, they're not battling evil technically. They're going in outer space, or they're just, okay, there was a bad guy in outer space, but still, the bad guy technically probably dies in this. Not at the hands of the puppies. That would be dark. That would be a very special episode of The Boys. Have you seen The Boys? There's some superpowered sheep in that one. Yeah. If you're really into Super Buddies, stay away from The Boys. I'm just saying. There's no crossover there, even no matter what I implied there with superheroes. And one of my favorite little things in this is there's a little monkey, like the monkey on Friends, is the sidekick to the evil alien. played by Atticus Schaefer from Malcolm in the Middle. So, yeah, he was still doing stuff in 2013 that wasn't Malcolm in the Middle. And one of my favorite guest appearances in this is superstar Zendaya playing a pony. Yeah, Zendaya shows up as a pony. Fit that into your Marvel Cinematic Universe. Spider-Man? Kevin Feige? Come on. So yeah, I've talked way too much about Super Buddies, but this might be the last time for me to ever talk about the bane of my existence, these Buddies films, because I think I'm done now. I could be wrong. I searched Buddies in my spreadsheet, and I could not find any more. I think they stopped. I think they got the message. All the people who loved them originally have grown up. And maybe they're sharing them with their kids. Maybe they're not. I don't know. All I know is that we're done. Never hate this movie or the series of movies for the people who put the time and effort to create them for children. I just dislike an element of these films because of the digital mouths. It's just a pet peeve of mine. So I can't be angry at this otherwise. There's no reason for me to go, this is just really poorly made that I really can't appreciate it on an adult level. You're not supposed to. It's for kids. Let's pick tomorrow's episode. 27. Let's go all the way. Scroll to the other end of the list. 27. Oh. Okay. Okay. This is revenge, honestly. Okay. This shows that I do not choose these things. I do not. This is all random. That number that came up was random, and it correlates to a spreadsheet that I have right here that's color-coded based on what the type of thing is, but got another movie. But it's the last in the series. So after this, I won't have to watch these either anymore. It's Beverly Hills Chihuahua 3, Viva La Fiesta. right after finishing Super Buddies with the aspect of that film that I hate so much. Freaking Beverly Hills Chihuahua 3, Viva La Fiesta. Oh, I need a nap. Beverly Hills Chihuahua 3, Viva La Fiesta. On the next Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that. Viva La Fiesta.